Good afternoon, everyone. This is Sinraju. Presently, we are dealing with unit number 3 in the case of mechatronics subject. In the today's class, we'd like to deal with respect to pneumatic circuit designs and its working. As per our previous class has been considered, we had a detailed discussion regarding the hydraulic circuits and its operations and the different modes of operations in the case of hydraulic circuits that are mechanical mode, electrical or solenoid modes, pneumatic and hydraulic, that is DCV operations. In today's class, we would like to deal with respect to pneumatic actuators. As we know that the basic difference between the hydraulic and pneumatic is hydraulic is nothing but the operational process with respect to the pressurized fluids, whereas the pneumatic is monitored with respect to an pressurized air or else the pressurized gaseous medium. For different kinds of applications, need to commence the quick actions for the actuators which are operated both in linear mode of actuating systems as well as in the case of these rotary kind of actuating systems. These pneumatic systems plays a major role indeed to commence the activity very fastly. And one more, the additional factor in the case of this pneumatic actuator is the FRL unit, nothing but the filtration, regulation, and lubrication unit. So here we are having the basic pneumatic circuit diagram, which is actuating the linear movement of the cylinder and piston arrangement, that is initiating the 1A, and 1S is the directional control valve. And in this directional control valve, which is operated with respect to push button spring return, and it is having 5 different ports and 2 different positions, and hence the name of this DCV, main DCV, is directional control valve DCV here. So it is 5 ports, 2 positions, 5 by 2 way controlled valve, directional control valve with respect to push button operated and spring return. So when this push button is switched on, the first position will be coming into the force and hence the fluid flows in forward direction, which will be connecting in this position. Forward action will be taking place, that is extension stroke will be taking place, and return stroke will be released towards the atmosphere. Normally when you have been released the pressure, when this piston has been or push button has been pressed, the compression will be getting created in the spring. At that particular time this position will be coming into the force, and we have been released the pressure or force here, the spring extends, and hence the second position will be in common connecting to the cylinder that initiates the reverse flow of this pressurized air back to the piston end, that is return stroke. Here FRL unit. So this is a symbolic representation of the pneumatic system, whereas in the hydraulic system it will be in fully closed condition. So nothing but this is the symbolic representation of the hydraulic. This is the symbolic representation of the pneumatic triangular symbol, and when it is being filled with the entire filled in nature like this, then that is hydraulic condition, whereas the fluids will be utilizing, and the dome of this triangular representation, which is in empty condition, represents the pneumatic condition, and the symbolic representation of this FRL unit is clearly specifying here. So here FRL. So FRL specifies this. F is for filtration process. That is nothing but the pressurized air which is entering is filtered, next regulated. If it is any pressure losses has been occurred during transformation, that is nothing but either increment. Regulation here is nothing but indeed to increase the pressure or else indeed to decrease the pressure to the systemic inlet will be monitored with respect to the regulating unit. And next one, it is the lubrication process. So here lubrication specifies that a nominal amount of a fluid which is connected will be entered with respect to this pressurized air into the different walls and the different tubes which are hose pipes which are connected in between and enters into the cylinder and piston arrangement. So why we will be utilizing this FRL unit? So regulating here clearly specifying that increasing or decreasing of the pressure depending upon the requirement of the system operation. But here filtration also it is commonly required that unwanted particles will be getting obstructed indeed to enter into instead of entering into the cylinder and piston arrangement. Commonly this lubrication is necessary because of smooth functioning within the cylinder and piston arrangement, and even it acts as an non-corrosion accent in the internal walls of the pipes and even the cylinder and piston arrangement, because it need to act as corrosion resistance that plays a major important role. So corrosion resistance here in the sense anti-rusting or else the rust-free concept plays a major role here. Nominally, the pressurized air consists of some of the moisture content within very less percentage in nature. When it has been entered into the different hose pipes, directional control valves, it may get reacted with respect to the type of materials we have been utilized for manufacturing of these hose pipes, connectors, directional control valves, and even the cylinder and piston arrangement. So if this lubrication has been allowed along with the pressurized air or gaseous medium, it will be getting applied at the outer walls of the different components. Nothing but the outer walls here in the sense the outer lining. So it creates the non-rusting within the cylinder and piston arrangement, and if the rusting has been occurred here, the movement of the cylinder and piston arrangement will be getting obstructed because of increasing in its diameter. So for that conditions, the lubrication of minute quantity will be getting added in the case of this FRL unit that acts as an corrosion resistant and acts as an even the anti-rusting element, which creates a free movement for the internals at the piston and cylinder arrangement. So this is a simple piston and pneumatic circuit diagram at which the compressor compresses the air and supplies, and FRL unit plays a major role, important role, that the filtration of this pressurized air, lubricating and this regulating, and it will be allowing for in first DCV there is accessing of the nominal pressurized air by maintaining a set pressure and enters, and when the first position is having highlighted, it will be connecting and moving into the forward motion, and at that particular time it is connected towards this, and the returned air will be getting exposed or released to the atmosphere directly. When the pressure has been released at this particular zone, nominally the air will be entering here from port 1 to 2, and the return stroke will be getting commencing, and from the fifth port onwards, the entered pressurized air will be releasing towards the atmosphere, and it causes the return movement, counter movement, return stroke of the pneumatic system. So this is the procedure or a sequence of steps that has been given the connectivity and the mode of operation in the case of this pneumatic system. So we'll be having a different kinds of cylinder and piston arrangements, and the DCVs, I think what directional control valves, utilization in the case of these actuation systems. So here actuation systems are nothing but causing the movements within the cylinder and piston arrangement. Here, if you've been observed that single acting cylinder spring returned actuator, the spring that has been arranged in the extension position will be getting compressed when the pressurized air has been entered in the A side of the cylinder. And when the pressure with an high pressure, if the air has been entered, that causes the movement towards the forward stroke, and the spring gets strained due to the application of high force or pressurized air, and it gets strained nothing but in the form of compressing, and creates the extension in the piston movement. And when the input pressurized air has been stopped at A entering, nominally the compressed spring will get extended to its original position, that causes the return movement of the actuator or piston movement. Hence, if you have been clearly observed here, it shows a compressor which compresses the air, and air receiver will send the compressed air to the FRL unit. Just you have been discussed that FRL unit is nothing but filtration, regulation, and lubrication unit. Passes the filtered air at an set pressure with lubrication to the system upon the operation of this 3 by 2 directional control valve. Here, if you have been observed this 3 by 2, how it has been connected here. So this is the port 1, port 2, and this ideal port 3, and here also in the second position also we are having 3 ports, 1, 2, 3, and positions 1 and 2 positions, and hence 3 ports, 2 positions, 3-way, 2-way valve, push button, spring return, directional control valve. So when the push button is being pressed, the second position will be coming into the force, or nominally first position will be acting, that is a return condition. So when the first position is existing, there will be the piston cylinder arrangement will be in the extreme left side direction, nothing but the return stroke ending position will be existing. When this push button is pressed, the second position of the DCV will be coming into the force. The pressurized air will be entering into the P2 port number 3 to 2, will create the extinction in the piston movement by compressing the spring existing here. And nominally, when you have been pressed this push button, that compression will be taking place in the spring, and continuously the force need to be applied until the extinction has been completed. So if the pressure has been released in the DCV, or force applied in this push button has been released, nominally the spring will be extended and second position will be changed to the first position, and nominally the tension that has been created in the spring, or compression created in the spring will be released, causes the return stroke of the piston, and the return air will be released towards the atmosphere. There is a nominal single acting cylinder that is having only the movement in an common conditions. Moving on to the working of double acting cylinder, for both the movements similarly we'll be utilizing this 4x2 directional control valve. So 4x2 here it specifies that 4 ports and 2 positions. So first position, second position, clearly specifying the directional control valve, first position, second position, and 4 ports, port number 1, 2, 3, 4. Commonly 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 ports, 2 positions, 4x2 directional control valve, which is operated with respect to the push button and spring return. And at this position, the compressor which compresses the air by taking the air from the atmospheric zone, the air receiver will receive the set pressure of the compressed air and enters into the FRL unit. The compressed air is filtered and it is regulated to an nominal pressure, and lubrication is added with the pressurized air and enters at an initial position. It enters directly without activating this particular piston and cylinder. So this piston movement or application of force in the DCV, directly it will be entering, and the pressurized air tends to move the piston towards the extension direction, nothing but the forward movement. And at that particular time, the air which is releasing from the port B will be coming here and will be released towards the atmosphere directly. If the DCV indeed to commence the second motion, that is return direction or counter motion, The push button or force is applied on this particular piston. When it has been applied, the compression takes place within the spring, and hence these are the hose pipes existing commonly. And the second position will be coming into the force when we applied the force here, pressure here. And nominally, the FRL unit is connected here. And if this position coming into the force, it will be acting here. So hence the fluid, the pneumatic system, nothing but air, compressed air will be entering into the B. From P to B, P to B is connected, and the return stroke will be commencing, and from port A to the R, O to R will be considering or having the connectivity P to B and A to R, and hence that already compressed air which is entered in the A side direction of the cylinder will be releasing to the atmosphere. Hence, the return stroke will be commencing. So, working of a double acting cylinder in the case of pneumatics cylinders. So, this will be the second connectivity. So, FRL unit is connected here and the green color indication, and pneumatic air will be entering into the port B, and the A will be connected to the 2, and next will be releasing towards the atmosphere. So, this is the operation of this pneumatic. Nominally, the hydraulic circuit operation is similarly equal to the pneumatic system also, but only the operational condition is different. The operational condition is different. So here, in the case of hydraulic, the oil reservoir, pump, prime mover, nothing but the pump, motor, etc. will be utilized for imparting the pressure in the fluid. In the case of this pneumatic system, the compressed air is directly utilized. So, pilot control, nothing but speed control, the major speed control is acting for operating this single acting cylinder. How the pilot valve is being existing for controlling the single acting cylinder movement, we'll be discussing detailedly. The compressor, which is providing the compressed air towards the receiver and enters into the FRL unit, and push button operated 3 by 2 DCV start valve. So the pressurized air which is entering from the FRL unit to the DCV, one main DCV to the conditional DCV is similarly operated here. And when the pneumatic supply or push button has been started with respect to the start valve, then only that particular compressed air will be entering to the main DCV, and this is also the pneumatic system. So here pilot control. So pilot control in the sense main DCV will be operated with respect to the pneumatic system. So hence the normal DCV or normal compressed air which is entering here to the first DCV and having an interconnectivity of entering the pneumatic system towards the main DCV, main directional control valve. But this directional control valve is operated with respect to the another directional control valve here. So here, when the push button is highlighted, then the channel will be getting maintained. Second position will be coming into the force, channel will be coming into the direction, and hence pressurized air will be entering into here. And pneumatic supply symbolic representation here is upon this pneumatic supply, this second position will be coming into the force here and actuates the common connectivity. So at that particular time only the pressurized air will be entering into the cylinder and piston arrangement, that is a B side. And if the pressurized air is entered in the B side, the compression or the movement of a piston is starts tending to move towards the right side direction, and at that particular time the compression will be getting created in the spring, nothing but straining, compressing in the form of straining in the form of compression. And when the push button here has been turned off, the spring returned back into the first position, that is supply will be connected, connecting supply is cut over here, and full-fledgedly the pneumatic air is being provided here. At this particular direction, when there is no any pilot operation in the main DCV, the second position cut off and coming into the first position. So first position is nothing but this connecting towards the reverse direction, nothing but return direction. So return direction in the sense already entered pressurized air will be releasing towards the atmosphere. Alright. So here the common terminology. So when it is connected towards the return, so the pressure will be getting cut off here at the B side, and hence return stroke or the compression strained in the spring return back into the original position. That causes the piston towards the backside movement, nothing but return movement. The air which is entered towards the B side direction will be releasing towards the atmosphere back again. So this is the pilot control with respect to single acting cylinder. Commonly, the same pilot control can be utilized for double acting cylinder also. In the following diagram, with respect to the following diagram, we can clearly observe that the same circuit design which is utilized here, that is compressor, a receiver, and a FRL unit, which is mutually connected with respect to the initial switch valve to the main DCV, which operates with the cylinder towards the forward movement and return movement. Based upon the main valve or push button operated system 3 by 2 start valve, the forward movement and return movement of this cylinder and piston arrangement will be placing or acting. When this push button or start valve is switched on, the second position will be coming into the force. So that second position will allow the compressed air from this FRL unit to the connectivity in direction, and that connectivity will cause the pilot operated DCV to switch on the second position. So at that second position, the compression will be getting created. Here in the this DCV, when externally force or pressure has been applied, the compression will be creating in the spring, causes the motion or allowing of the compressed air. The compressed air initiates the causing of compression in the main DCV, that is 4 by 2 DCV. Hence here 4 ports are existing, 2 positions are existing. Here only 3 ports are existing. This is 2 positions. Hence it is 3 by 2 DCV, and here it is 4 by 2 DCV. When the compression existing in the spring, second position will be coming into the force, which allows this position coming into the highlight, causes the return motion, so retraction motion, and will be connected in this format. But initial in nature, but initially without considering this pressing condition of the main DCV, first position will remains in nature, which causes the extinction position. So here normally compressor allows the compressed air, causes this FRL movement actuation, will allow the normal flow of the compressed air that enters from the side A, which tends to move this piston towards the forward direction from B to P, and the released air is released towards the atmosphere. nominally need to commence the return action. So forward action is commonly continuing without operating this main DCV, because that main DCV is the spring return in first position is commonly connected towards the forward movement of this cylinder and piston arrangement. When this push button is getting in highlighting condition, that is here in the start valve, at that particular situation this position will be coming into here. The common connectivity existing of this compressed air enters into the this channel, either this second position when come into the existence enters, and pilot will getting switched on, second position will be coming into the force, and at this second position commonly connected this regulating valve is connected towards this port B and enters the compressed air into the B side, which causes the return movement of this piston backside, and the air already compressed air which is already entered into the portion A will tends to move in return direction, and at this moment this will be connected to here, and from this connected to the P and which releases towards the atmosphere directly. When I have been releasing the pressure here, commonly this position will be changed and the supply of pneumatic air or air compressed air is cut off here, and hence this main DCV also shifted to the first condition. So first condition here itself, again the air which is cut off here will be entering completely into this direction and creates again the forward movement. So same channel forward movement, and the compressed air which is already entered into the B side direction will be releasing towards the atmosphere. So here muffler is nothing but that the internal gaseous mixture will be filtered and released towards the atmosphere for eco-friendly characterization. So that is the pilot controlled double acting cylinder. So single acting we have been a look at, and the double acting. So till now we have been seen the nominal kind of movements occurring, that is linear kind of movements. So linear kind of movements with respect to the motor, unidirectional air motor, has been considered by automation technology. So here automation in the sense previously we have been utilized the push button system for activating the DCV or creating actuation of DC, in the sense passage of this compressed air is being letting into the certain ports indeed to commence the extension stroke, simultaneously the return strokes, extension of the piston and the contraction of the piston. And by the external existence or upon extension of this piston, the air which is commonly connected with respect to the another DCV will gets activated when the extension stroke of the first system has been occurred. It initiates the pressing signal to the limit switch, and hence that limit switch will be getting highlighted, initiates this that operates the second directional control valve, and hence the rotational action of the motor will be taking place by entering this compressed air into the second DCV, which is connected commonly to the system number 1 and system number 2. This is the indication of both the systems which are working with single unit of power supply. Here compressed air which compressed by the compressor, FRL unit, which is having the common connectivity for this rotating system, with respect to operating of this DCV, which is this DCV is monitored with respect to the initial system. So this is the common connector of this pneumatic supply, and here enters towards this. So nominally, in the first case, it is connected in the return side motion, and when this 4 by 2 way startup valve has been commenced here, the air or the first position will be coming into the force, that is P2A will be connected, and hence this compressed air will be entering into the port A, and extension will be getting considered, and at that particular time this return wall or air will be getting returned towards the atmosphere. When this extension has been completely considered, there will be a limit switch which is operated with respect to a notch existing in the rod end that strikes the limit switch, and that limit switch at that particular time getting compressed here, and the compressed air upon the limit switch energization enters into the solenoid system, and hence this position will be coming into the force. So nominally, commonly the pressurized air is being entered into the first unit, and commonly it is being entered into the second unit. But here there is no any connection for moment. When this limit switch has been energized in the common connectivity, this limit switch energizes this particular DCB to switch on the first position. And at that particular time, this position will be coming into the force and allows the compressed air for its actuation. Nothing but rotation of the motor will be taking place. So upon extension only, the DCV will be getting energized, the limit switch and this DCV, and rotation will be considering. And if the here the pressure has been released, second position will be coming into the force, and this air is being entering into the bag from P to the B section, and already it starts the return movement. Nothing but contact to the limit switch will be disconnecting and moving this piston to back towards the rod end, sorry, piston end, and hence the already entered compressed air to the port from the port A to release it towards the return or to the atmosphere. At that particular time, this limit switch will be getting in open condition, and supply will be getting stopped here, and the second position will be coming back into the original condition. Hence, there will not be any movement in the motor. So hence, after getting extension position, when the limit switch has been energized, then only the DCV of first position will be getting entered, and rotation of this motor will be taking place. Hence, the main switching power it is 4 by 2 way directional control valve for starting, and upon extension the limit switch will be energized, that energizes the 3 by 2 directional control solenoid valve that creates the operation, that is rotational motion in the motor. This is the sequencing of the Blackton cylinder with unidirectional air motor. So unidirectional in the sense only single side, because return stroke, upon return stroke, if the limit switch has been de-energized, there is no any passage of the air in the return side direction, because here in the DCV, second DCV, 3 by 2 way DCV, there is no any connectivity. If it is having any return connectivity is also in the counter direction, maybe leads towards this bidirectional condition also. So next topic it is time delay. So time delay in the sense time lapsing instead of entering. So having commencing the slow movement actions or delay at works. Generally in the case of this pneumatic system, we are having that In the pneumatic, there will be a quick supply or quick actions that are being taking place in the case of this extension or contraction systems. But this delay in the sense, time delay in the sense, moving slowly in its actions, commencing slowly actions. Delay between one operation valve to the another operation valve also will be considering, and this achieves the connectivity of unidirectional flow valve and a reservoirs, even in the series directions, which will be explained in detail in the case of these time delay circuits. So here it clearly specifies that compressor supplies the air towards the Farley unit, which commonly actuates or flows the pneumatic air towards this first DCV, and has a common connection which is maintained to move here in the second DCV and here towards this third DCV. So initially the system need to be activated here, and it will be controlling this, and upon this the DCV main DCV will be getting actuated, and then the cylinder movement will be getting taking place. So after complete extension takes place, this stopper or highlighter will click on this DCV, and hence when this DCV switched on, this supply will be taking place. First position will be coming into the force, and this pneumatic system is which is commonly connected will enters here and operates this second DCV. So initial position operation of this DCV, when the push button, this is a starting condition, push button energizes, first position will be coming into the force. Nominally it is connected in the return stroke, return direction, and first direction it is connected here. That throttles, then the air will be entering here, and this check valve opposes of entering, and hence it is throttle, that is set pressure or set pressure is maintained, that is limiting the pressure that enters here, and this is an time delay circuit which enters here and bypasses first signal, and it enters towards this highlighting pneumatic condition to the main DCV. So when the set pressure has been reached, the first position of pneumatic supply, there is nothing but this position will be coming into the force. When this position came into the force or existence, there is a common connectivity here, air. So first position will be coming into the force and will be setting this pressurized air towards the A side, and B side will be coming here and released towards the atmosphere, and extinction takes place. Upon complete extinction, return stroke or forward stroke, complete extension of this forward stroke highlights this channel to operate or trigger this roller operated switch. At that particular time, the stopper at this highlighting position energizes the first position, which creates a common pneumatic supply will be letting in and flows here and highlights this second system. So when the pressure has been entered here with an increasing in strategy, then second position of the main DCV will be coming into the force, and the common connecting air, compressed air, will be entering here and enters into the B side, and it commences the action of return direction, and the already entered compressed air will be releasing towards the atmosphere. So here there's a time gap that is being taking place for instead of entering in towards the first channel. So here it is a normal push type button. If this push button has been released, then the supply of the or return stroke, after completing the return stroke, this push button need to be getting highlighted once again. So until and unless externally the power has been supplied, the extension stroke will not be getting started. So instead of getting starting the extension circuit, this push button need to be switched on. So if this push button switched on, The compressed air will be entering towards this DCV operation. This DCV will be entering this time delay circuit. DCV will be entering the main DCV. Main DCV allows the compressed air and causes the forward motion, and the complete extension will be specified with respect to the triggering unit. And the triggering unit, when it has been upon the extension of the rod end, highlights the triggering. This triggering enters the compressed air need to operate the second position here. Second position. Nominally, we will be pressing only the single time this here, and later on there will be supply switched off, and hence the time delay valve will be getting switched off in condition. And when this triggering unit energizes, second position will be coming into the force, and return stroke will be getting happen. And indeed to happen this system of forward and return stroke again once more, the piston or externally force or startup button need to be highlighted. So this is the condition or time delayed pneumatic circuit that is plays a major role in the case of this pneumatic system. So these are the examples for in-stroke and outstroke, which is speedily operated in the case of this pneumatic system. And this is the pneumatic control circuits. Thank you.